Hey team, it's Michael T here. Just wanted to give you a couple updates on two items as we close out the school year. The first of which is going to be the fellow survey. This is going to be present in our Y1 updates that come out to you every week. So right now I have last week's open and as well as this week's open. But what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and open up this link. It's a very simple link, onegoal.tfaforms.net/311867. That's going to be for the fellow survey. What you're going to see is, first of all, that they have to include their OneGoal email address. That's to link this data to their exact profile on Salesforce, on GradTrack for us. And the purpose of this survey is to really see what are the factors that contribute to fellow success, not only in their Y1 year, but Y2 and Y3 especially. So these are centered around four buckets. The first bucket is your relationship with your OneGoal teacher, your relationship with your OneGoal cohort, so that's fellow to fellow, your plans after high school, so really exploring this idea of multiple pathways. You know, it's not just a bachelor's or bust mentality for us. We're really looking at where our students are going and how best we can support them. And then your overall OneGoal experience, which includes like how you joined OneGoal, if you would recommend it to other students, as well as if you could change something about OneGoal, what would it be? Afterwards, the fellows are going to submit their survey. And usually what I would do for surveys is I would walk around with a clipboard and I would kind of put a check by their name. I would usually make it a completion grade. It's really easy just to have hold our fellows accountable for. We also have an Excel file for fellows that have or have not completed it. It's by school, it's by cohort, and it's even by student. So what I could do is I could send out those files to you guys. That way you could kind of see exactly where they stood, at least as of the beginning of this month. So that Excel file I think is dated May 2nd, so some of your fellows might have actually completed it since then. But at least for those of you that are like approaching it or might have had just a one and done kind of trial, you could see exactly who still needs to complete it. All right, so the second piece that I wanted to talk with you guys about would be the 7 best fit list. Okay, that is also going to be done through a fellow survey. This link is going to be onegoal.tfaforms.net/311858. Again, a best practice is to put this on a whiteboard somewhere in your classroom, just really visible and really easy to say, hey, if you need to complete your 7 best fit list, go to this link. If you need to complete your survey list, go to that link, all right? Make it as low a lift for your fellows as possible. This one starts off pretty much the same way. You're gonna have to punch in a OneGoal fellow's email address. Usually it already includes the domain name, so they just have to complete their first name dot last name for most of them. For those of you guys that have multiple cohorts, or maybe you have a fellow that has like a double last name, or maybe a name that is considered more common, and I'm doing that in air quotes, and therefore has like a numeral behind their name, it might be helpful to have a spreadsheet with those OneGoal emails on hand. And if you need that, just contact your DTS, whether it's me, Chanel, or Ebony. That way we can send it to you guys. So once they punch in their email address, they're going to hit submit. Again, this is going to link all this data to their Salesforce GradTrack account. And then, so what they're going to do is they're going to click yes to additional colleges to add. They could go ahead and start adding those colleges. For example, I know CNIE is very interested in pursuing veterinary sciences, and I know Texas A&M has a pretty good veterinary science program. Of course, this should be done by the fellows, not by you, by the fellows. That way they get some practice plugging in this information online, as well as therefore, like, they are the ones in the driver's seat. They're the ones that get to decide what are the colleges that they're actually pursuing. For application status, for each of these colleges, you're going to put best fit college. That's simply because they're creating their best fit list. There are some other options there, These options are going to be most likely used when there are Y2 fellows, so during their senior year. So you could actually see what some of those options are. But right now, while they're still Y1s and still creating their best fit list, it's going to be a best fit college for them. The next several questions, most of these are going to be no, simply because these are going to be steps that are required of them as seniors. So if you look at the first question, have you completed the Apply Texas or Common App? Well, no, because they are Y1 fellows. Have you submitted an application fee waiver or paid the fee for this college? If the college does not have a fee, choose yes. Okay, so again, they're not working on the application piece yet. They're still doing the research piece, so that would be a no. Have you submitted your transcripts to this college? That would also be a no. This question, have you submitted your test scores to this college? This might be the only one that they might say yes to, because if they complete the SAT, for example, they could send their scores to up to 4 universities. So this one could either be a yes or a no, depending on if they sent those scores. If they are unsure if they sent those scores, I would defer to no. I would only put yes for schools that they are 100% certain that they sent those scores. So again, for one goal, we're aiming for a list of 7. It's okay if you go above that number. Again, we're trying to really narrow this down from the 12. So we're looking at about 7 universities. This form will allow you to, on the bottom right, it says click here to add another college. You could do this repeatedly up to 5 universities. And so it maxes out at 5. So for example, if you are trying to complete a 7 best fit list, you're actually gonna go through this process a couple times, okay? So let me go ahead and remove those colleges that I have added. And there, that way you could see the confirmation page and see what that looks like. Okay, so let's pretend Sinae has completed 5 of these. She still needs to add a couple more. I'm gonna hit submit right here, and it says, thank you for updating your college list. To see your updated list again or make changes, use this form. Okay, so we're gonna have to punch in Sinae's email address again. It brings us back to this page. We're gonna hit yes, and then she could wrap up with those last 2 for her 7 best fit list. And then she's gonna again hit submit on the bottom left corner. So hopefully that helps with at least 2 of kind of like our loose end items as we finish this year. Again, I know several schools have completed a new SAT, either April 24th or early in May. They might have taken a test. As soon as you guys get that data, please make sure to send that data to your DTS. That way we could go ahead and input that data into GradTrack. And then I've been in several classrooms and seeing these college essays really come to life. It has given me life and energy, getting to know some of the stories for our fellows and really what their background is, what motivates them, and what they aspire to be. So that's also really exciting. So again, if you are ever lost, please feel free to take a look at this. I try to include kind of a table of like the purpose, the product, and the specific steps, the process for it. If you're like a TLDR person, too long, didn't read, like just look at the purpose or product, and then I think you'll figure it out, as well as the links. If you really need something more scripted, then really dive into the process a little bit and explore that. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. I'll be visiting classrooms. I know Chanel and Ebony are also visiting classrooms. We're going to be delivering swag, One Goal t-shirts, as well as some goodies, chocolates and candies for those students that have completed their 7 best fit list. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye.